So for these questions, so we look at this question, express this as partial fraction, so without guideline. Just ask you to express this fraction in partial fraction, hence evaluate, find this integration. Okay, so then will be depends on our basic in finding our partial fractions. So we look at our fractions here. This is quadratic. Then denominator is x squared. X squared is quadratic time another x will be x power of 3. So numerator x power of 2, denominator x power of 3. So this is proper. Okay, that will be our first step. Identify our fraction proper or not. So this is proper. So second step, we see our denominator. Is it factorized completely? So we can see this denominator is factorized completely, and we have repeating factor. So we can see here, we look at our denominator here. So when we have x plus 1 square means it is repeating factor. Okay, so we need our concept in splitting our factor. We need the concept of repeating factor, and another one is linear factor. Then only we can split our fraction into a partial fraction. So we write our fractions here. Okay, then we will split according to our factor. So for first concept is repeating factor, for that x plus 1. So repeating factor, it will be the first time, the first factor, x plus 1 only. For the second time, it will become x plus 1 repeating, so it becomes square. Then our third factor, just linear factor, which is x minus 2. And after we split our factor, so the step number 4 is identify our constant. So when we have linear factor, our constant, our here is constant a. And we have another linear factor because this is considered repeat. So inside here is linear factor. Up here will be constant. So here also a constant. Then step number 5, we get same to the denominator. Okay, we try to build up one equation without this denominator. So we build up this equation, we compare, we see what is the factor that don't have, then that constant will be multiplied with it. So for constant a, it will going to multiply with another x plus 1, another factor is x minus 2. For constant b, they will multiply with x minus 2. For constant c, it needs to multiply with x plus 1 squared, because you can see this is its factor, so this is it don't have, so you need to multiply with x plus 1 squared. So we build up our equation. So notice that our equation here, we have 3 unknown. So when we have 3 unknown, we have to let it 3 times so that we can build up 3 simultaneous equations. So let it 3 times, x equals to, so the most easier is we let it to the roots. So x equals to negative 1. So from here, the roots is x equals to 2. So for lastly, when we don't have any roots to find from here, we can pick a random number. So the number that will be, for us to easier to calculate, I will pick number 0. Therefore, after we let our x value, we are going to substitute. So substitute this x equals to negative 1. We give us 6. And then when we put it here, negative 1, 0. So this is negative 3b. So here is 0. B will be negative 2. Okay, so we repeat the process. We substitute x equals to 2. That is 6. So when we substitute 2 here, it gives us 0, 0. C will be equals to 4. So lastly, substitute 0 equals to 2. So here we have 1 times negative 2, so negative 2a. So for b, we can substitute straight away, which is negative 2 times negative 2, substitute 0. So C is 4, here is 0, 4, 0 plus 1 square, so 1. So A will be 3. So our last step, substitute our ABC. A is 3, B is negative 2, so this negative have to take out, negative 2, C is 4. Okay, so finally we managed to express it in partial fraction. That will be our first part of the questions. So we look at our marking here. So first part, because this question didn't give us any hints of partial fraction, so we have to come up by ourselves. So this will be our basic here. Then concept of building equation. So we have to know, we have to let it 3 times because we have 3 unknown here. That will be our concept. So finding the answer, we give you 2 marks for these 3 answers. So finally, rewrite everything in partial fractions. So this gives us 7 marks. 6 marks, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 marks. Okay, so we continue. Hence means you have to use this result to integrate. You can see this is same fraction. So integrate from 3 to 4. So from here we can apply. We can straight away apply. Integrate from 3 to 4. So I will put it one by one. Okay, I will do it one by one. So integrate 3x plus 1 dx. I will separate integrate one by one so that I can simplify the question easier. 3, 4.
Di sini kira tak ambil.
Okay, then we can factorize. You can see we simplify our function here. We factorize 3. Then for this part, when we have denominator power of 2, so we won't make it at fraction form. We will rewrite it in power of negative. Okay, write it back into the power form, power of negative. So, but if you have your denominator here is power of 1, so we won't write it in the polynomial form in the power like this. We will remain in fraction. Okay, so 4 we factorize up, remain it in fraction so that we integrate this by using the concept of fraction. So this is integrating by using the formula of number 3. Okay, so this is our formula number 3. So you can notice that fraction we integrate using the concept of fraction when we have the denominator power of 1. Okay, so we look at our fraction here. So this fraction I didn't take out because power of negative 1 cannot be solved. So we look at our fraction here, we can use our formula. So we try check our formula. Denominator function x plus 1. When we differentiate it, we get 1. Yes. So formula is applicable. So this function is x minus 2. When we differentiate it, we get 1. So this formula also applicable. Okay, so we can get our integration. So finally, this is non-modulus x plus 1. We put modulus to make sure everything is positive. Then for the middle, for the second term here, we use our formula where our power plus 1 over the new power, then the coefficient x here. Then continue, for that part will be 4 ln x minus 2. So everything in limit from 3 to 4. Lower limit 3, upper limit 4. Okay, then our next step will be substitute our limit one by one. So it will be 3 ln 4 plus 1, 5. Here negative negative become positive. So 2 over 4 plus 1, 5. Then 4 ln 4 minus 2, 2. So that will be upper limit minus lower limit. So 3 ln 3 plus 1, 4. Minus then positive, negative, negative, positive here, negative, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, 2 over 3 plus 1, 4, and then plus 4 ln 2. Okay. Then we use our calculator, yeah? So try calculate with our calculator. So what is the marks here? Marks will be apply our partial fraction in our integration. Okay, and then do this. Okay, because these two is same concept. Ln this. Okay, for this. So same concept of integration. So this is another part of integration, another concept. Okay, these two are same concept. This one another concept. So lastly, our answer. When you integrate everything correctly, so this answer mark is for you to integrate everything correctly. So finally, write our upper limit minus lower limit, then answer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.